Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm going to stop right there. Bye week is over. We're going to be singing the rest of that when we scoring these touchdowns on Monday night. But shout out to everybody that's watching. All the Eagles fans, maybe some Chiefs fans are snuck in the comments watching. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. We doing this thing. You know what today is? Today is Eagles Elite Day. That's what we're calling Wednesday. That's what Wednesday is from now on. It's Eagles Elite Day. It can be Wednesday too, but it's Eagles Elite Day. So, we got a lot of things happening, right? Injuries, what's popping. We know we're gonna get into that. We got to preview this game against that certain group of people that kind of took something from us last year. This ain't the game to get it back. This is just a statement, right? This is like any other regular season game. Not putting extra emphasis because of who we playing. We also a couple of questions we want to ask, and we love the interaction. So everybody in the comments, shout out to you. I just hope and pray that all you good people also make sure you in these comments talking with us tonight. So it's time to bring in the crew so we can get this thing popping. Wyatt, what up, my guy? How you doing, man?
What's happening, man? I'm just ready to talk some Eagles football. It feels like it's been forever since we got to not only talk about Eagles football, but actually watch some Eagles football. And we have one of the biggest games of the year coming up here.
Feel it. Diva, what up? Oh, Diva giving us the face. Diva must not be able to hear us right now. So while Diva may be coming back here in a minute. So we're gonna go ahead and slide in these comments real quick because we got the family here already. Phillies, yes sir. What's up,
Phillies?
And then E Money with the Go Birds, Go Birds,
Go Birds, Fly Eagles Fly.
Yes sir, all that. We get ready to pop today. All right. So y'all know how we do this thing, man. This is not like rocket science. Y'all know where it's going next. You already know what it is. We go here every week. Why? What we got, bro? It's time for the updates. What we got?
Yeah, man. The main update I have this week is just some additions to the roster, and a 21-day practice window opening up, which is right on time. So far we signed tight end Noah Tagayi and offensive lineman Recitus Smith to the practice squad, and open up the 21-day practice window for Justin Evans, one of our safeties. So we have even more safety depth as of right now. We also released a tight end, EJ Jenkins, from our practice squad as well. Not too much as far as news happening within this past week. It's been very quiet. Hopefully, everything what we've talked about past couple weeks, they've been working on the game plan, working on the second half of the year coming up.
Diva, what up? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I hear y'all. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties.
You good. So yeah, we just talking about updates, Diva. So Wyatt was telling us about some signings. I also heard some rumblings that a certain gentleman by the name of JPP could possibly end up in Philadelphia.
I thought he signed somewhere already, to be honest.
Well, this was yesterday, so he could have signed.
Yeah, he signed with the Saints.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're not going anywhere signing with the Saints. I mean, I thought he said he wanted to sign with a contender. But yeah, that's.
Hey man, he might have been chasing the bag. Maybe they gave him a good offer.
That would be the only reason it would be acceptable. So Philly says I might put money on the game Monday. Hey, if you feel that confident, hey, do what you do. You feel me? Philly, your boy, Cool McCain. I'm gonna hold off on that though.
Really?
Yeah, you got it. Cause these cats sometimes they get on the field and they be playing. So
I never bet on the Birds just because I never know what we gonna get each week.
They like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That is true.
Facts.
All right, so lady and gentleman, anything else from updates perspective? Any injury updates? Any other information that you guys were able to procure that you would like to share with our good fam out here?
We're expecting Cam Jurgens come back this week. His practice window is open before the last game against Dallas. So I mean, my guess is they just held him back for this bye week and everything. He's going to be coming back, sure up that O line, and then the nickel cornerback's going to be coming back as
Justin
well. Bradley
Evans is
Roby.
coming back. I think they said
Yes.
Justin Evans is on
Yep,
the list
his
to come back.
practice window opened up. So we getting a little bit more depth. We're starting to get a little bit healthy on that defensive, on that secondary. So hopefully we can actually go into, more than 2 games with a full roster without having to, pull people off the practice squad.
Yep. And then little LJ says, hello, guys. What up, little LJ?
What up
Appreciate you
going
coming in.
on?
Going on?
What they
And just
do?
so you're aware, around here, we talk about the comments. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. So, I like to think of it like this. We're here for a good time. Doesn't necessarily have to be a long time. So we're going to head into a few things, and we're going to see how things flow up out this piece tonight. So a little preview of the second half of the season. All right, so a couple of questions. So we'll go around. We're going to start with you, Diva, ladies first. What is one big question that you have for the Philadelphia Eagles going into the second half of the season?
The defense and the offense. Like,
That's
the
two questions.
defense is just
Wait,
not. Oh, my bad. The defense. I'm worried. I'm extremely worried about Sean Desai. When you got Brian Dawkins speaking on it, it's a problem. It's a problem. Big
I feel it. What about you, Wyatt?
You said it was the biggest worry,
Your biggest question going into the
biggest
second half?
question.
Yes.
I was gonna go with the secondary, but I'm gonna say like what's going on with Jalen Hurts' knee? I know he wasn't on like the injury report and everything, but with this bye week, what's he going to be looking like going out through the rest of the season? I know we're halfway through, but there's a long rest of the season, especially if you include in playoffs and everything. So the big question is how healthy is our boy? Because we need this dude come playoff time.
Okay. I agree with both of those. For me, my biggest question is, are we going to call a better game offensively? Are we going to get after it and really call a game that makes sense in its entirety? I don't believe we've called a great game yet, offensively or defensively. But are we going to do it? Is my question, right? Little LJ says, I question the D line. Well, I mean, little LJ, hey, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I can't stand here, look you in your eye and say, you shouldn't question the D line. I can't do that. So that's a fair question.
I don't know,
fair
man.
question.
I don't know if it's the players
That's a
or
fair
if it's the
question.
coach.
I do know that he's right to question it. I do know that.
Yeah, I mean,
You
we
know
were
what I'm
getting
saying?
banged up there too, like in the past 2 weeks. I mean, we were good for like those first 7 weeks, but then like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis were just having those injuries. They didn't keep them out
Mhm.
for long, but they were playing limited reps, it seemed.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll switch over to your biggest concern going into the second half of the season.
Not running the
I know what
ball.
Diva said.
Are we ever going to run the ball like we're supposed to? I mean, I'm waiting. We've been waiting for
100%.
years. Been waiting for years for us to run the ball like we're supposed to. Like, are we gonna
Now's the
do that?
time.
Yeah.
Now's the time. Like you weren't doing much before. You were worried possibly about Swift getting hurt. Back half of the season is the time you got to do it, especially going up against some tough teams in this next couple games.
You need that to, 1, protect your quarterback, and 2, to open up the field. I don't understand. I don't get it. It's basic football. I mean, it's fundamentals, man.
I need you to say that one more
You would think.
time.
It is fundamentals, and it is basic football knowledge. That's it.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Pop Warner, football coach, probably know how to run the ball better than we know how to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Period. It's just basic fundamentals, man. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. I'm just saying.
It doesn't. We out here on the couch and we can see this.
So again, what I want y'all to take from this is run the ball.
Ooh, yeah, dig it, yeah.
Run the freaking ball. Okay. All right. And not with Jalen Hurts all the time. Now, okay.
Yeah, we got
Dang.
put that little thing in there too.
So little
Not with
LJ
Jalen.
says, "Don't we have DeAndre Swift?" I mean, he's on the team, little LJ. But the thing is, proper usage is not happening, in my humble opinion, with one DeAndre Swift.
Well, Rashad Penny's on the
Yeah, I was
team,
gonna say,
and
we have
so is
him
Boston
too.
Scott. And Boston Scott out here rocking on the runway because we don't even want to play the man. Come on, y'all. Come on, man.
Took a week off because of what Sirianni said. It pissed him off so bad.
I told you. I did not say that. I said he mad because we not using him and we using no game well. I knew it. I knew it.
Say
I knew it.
putting Boston Scott out here in return where he's barely even used. What are you
So, ladies
doing?
and gentlemen, I knew that this was coming, so we're going to pause to welcome you properly to the show.
The kick is away, and the kick is it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
All right, guys, carry on. I felt like we needed a calm down moment because I could see some of those same veins that I be seeing in myself sometimes. So like, this is a perfect time for us to slide this in. But carry on, my good people. So Wyatt, what is your concern?
The concern is exactly what Diva said the last time, was with the secondary. You know, I am really concerned with this secondary going into the back half of the season. Like I mentioned, we're getting people healthy as of right now. Hopefully that helps to have some consistency there. But man, these past 3 or 4 games have been rough. I mean, we're ranked like 28th as far as pass yards allowed. And it's like, this is not sustainable if you want to have a contending team to go for a Super Bowl and go throughout the playoffs. Especially, and not just the playoffs, just in this 5-game stretch we have going here with some elite quarterbacks who can just slice and dice you.
We about to be out here looking like Gannon, man.
Straight up, we're gonna have to outscore every single team at this point. We just gonna have to have our offense hopefully not have to punt at all.
Man, we about to be out here looking like Gannon's team, man. From last Lord. Oh man, please don't do that to us. We don't deserve that. Like we don't. We really don't. It's scary, y'all.
Sitting here on Monday night, like I've seen this before.
I've seen this last year, I
I've seen
think.
this before, but there's a different guy on the sideline. What's going on?
Man, we was gonna do this. Maybe we should have just kept G-Man. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't.
I still think Gannon was more trash.
Well, Desai ain't too far behind him. He act like he don't know what he doing either. On a lot of that blitz and when he need to be playing, I don't know. Anyway, what's your concern, sir?
I gotta say this about this. You know, I try to give him a little grace because I kind of see what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to find the right balance between blitzing and zone and man, and I think it's like he's overcompensating for whatever he didn't do enough of the week before. So like if he didn't blitz enough the week before, he'll over blitz. If he didn't play enough man, he'll overplay man. If he didn't play enough zone, he'll play too much zone. I think he just got to find that sweet spot where he feel comfortable. Like, all right, this percent of the time, or in these situations we do this. These situations we need to go man, which we shouldn't be going man too much because the corners are a little bit older and they ain't fast as they used to be. And then in these situations, we need to do the zone. So I think he's just finding what works. And I mean, in his defense, every offense is a little different. So I think we got to find that balance. Now we about to see if it's just he finding things or if he is JG Trace level. because these next 5 games gonna tell us a lot
Mm-hmm.
about what we got on both sides of the ball. My big concern is how many games we win out of the next 5. We're being completely honest. We really need to go 4-1. That's what needs to happen. We can take a loss. We can take a loss, but we need to go 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
So my concern is can we go 5-0 or 4-1 in this 5-game stretch? If we can do that, we good.
So I gotta go back to what you just said though, because
Sure.
I understand that, but that is the point of watching film of the team that you are going to play, so that you can adjust and read the offense, so that way you know how to set up your defense, because every team is going to be different. So you can't overcompensate for what you did last week, because that offense game is totally different than last week's. So that is the importance, y'all, of watching film of the teams. That's called scouting. Okay, that's what you do. You scout and you watch the team and see how they play. That way you kind of get an idea how you need to play your defense. So I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm sorry. I know you probably giving it. I can't. Like that's why you have film. That's exactly what's going on with the offense. They're not watching film to figure out what worked last year that's not working this year. That is the point of watching film. It's called scouting, you guys. Okay, give you a little lesson in football and basketball.
It seems kind of like he's maybe like overcomplicating things. Like we've heard this like going into the season, how like Desai likes to like have certain like disguised schemes and everything. Like maybe he's just overcomplicating it. Maybe we need to dumb it down a little bit on defense to help him out.
If I could rebuttal Miss Diva, I would simply say this. You do watch the film, but I think what teams are doing is they're also watching film with us, and they're saying, okay, this is what we normally do. Philadelphia's not going to let us run the ball. So we're going to look like we're going to run the ball, but we're not going to run the ball. We're going to look like we're going to go short, but we're going to go deep. I think they're doing things to make it difficult for a new coordinator who's just able to watch the film of what they've been doing. They're changing things up when they play us. So he's coming out kind of like, all right, I know what I think is going to happen. But then when he's not seeing it, he's like, okay. What I will give him credit for, and I'm not saying that he's right or that he shouldn't be criticized for not being able to adjust quicker. But what I will give him credit for is, unlike that last person, we are making adjustments at halftime, and we are coming out looking better after the half. With the last individual, whatever you did in the first quarter is the same thing you did in the fourth quarter, and it didn't matter if it never worked. So I will give him that much, but I will agree with you, Diva. He definitely is on the incomplete. He ain't getting no good grade. He's on the incomplete. And we know incompletes, if you don't improve, what they turn into? D's. So he's definitely on the incomplete.
Why don't you use spies? I don't think he's used the spy this year, or I don't even think G-Man did that either.
But see, we haven't really played anybody we needed to spy against, though.
We've been getting run all over, though, as far as like QBs.
Not really, though, because we're only giving up like 60-some yards run the ball.
No, I mean like QBs, like
right,
able to run and get the first down.
Yeah, but their runs counting. But those runs counting the yards we get. So we're not giving up a lot of yards. Maybe some of the situations could be a little bit better. But I think people understand what we want to do. They understand we want to take the running back out of the game. They understand that, in closed situations, the best thing to do is something we wouldn't expect. And based on what we've been doing, they're able to say, okay, this is what the Eagles are not going to expect. Now, what I do expect from Mr. Desai, as well as Mr. BJ himself, is for you to make changes over this 2 weeks that you have had since your last game. So this whole week where you're off, I expect for you to be in the film room with your head stuck somewhere, looking at your own team and saying, this is what we need to be doing. This needs to be our base. This needs to be what we build upon. And that's something that needs to happen for both sides of the ball. And I need Nikki Tight Pants to go make some personnel decisions and leave the man alone, let them do their thing. because the way we're playing offensively gives me shades of Nicky Tight Pants first year in Philly. And if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, it sounds like a duck, it's a duck in my mind. So
Must be
some of
Nicky
this,
Tight Pants.
is Nicky Tight Pants on this offensive side of the ball. Defense, I think is just adjusting, adapting, and learning. And this is why a lot of people say when you lose your coordinators, especially both of them, it's hard to make it back because it takes the new coordinator time to figure things out. But while we're sitting here complaining about all this, everyone remember, we're 8-1. We're still 8-1.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can't take that away from us.
By
But
the skin of our teeth. But yeah.
But there'll be a lot of games where I probably lost 15 pounds in Eagles games this year
Listen.
from stress.
I done had high blood pressure, a heart attack, and everything else because of them. You hear me? Now, we can't keep doing this now. It's not fair.
Yeah,
So,
it's like
old
every
man
week
Mob,
the defense waits until the final drive or final two drives to
To
finally
show up.
come alive. And yeah, you start getting those sacks, you start getting those incompletions,
Start getting the pressure on the quarterback.
start getting the pressure that should have been there from the beginning instead of just the second half. And another thing is like you paying Bradbury and Slay all this money, but you're not having them shadow the top receivers. You're having them switch off or have like a nickel cornerback or the safeties covering them. Put them where they should be.
I will explain why that's happened. First, I want to shout out Old Man Mob. He says, you already know, had to show some love, respect to you guys. Appreciate that, old man. We always love the people that show
Thanks
us
for
some
rolling
love,
through.
bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Little J asked an interesting question. I'm going to get back to yours. Why I haven't forgot. He says, do you think Bryce Young still has the potential to win MVP in the next 5 years? I never thought he had the potential to win MVP in the next 5 years.
Well, there you go. Straight like that.
Yeah, I never thought he had that potential, so I don't think he has it now because I never thought he had it. I know a lot of people were hyping it up, but little LJ, I know he's not Eagles related, but we're going to ask you a question because you're an Eagles fan and you asked it.
Not the way CJ Stroud is playing.
I was going to say
Right.
CJ Stroud.
Now,
that's another
if you
discussion.
said CJ Stroud has the potential
Yeah.
to win the MVP in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Straight
But
up.
Bryce Young,
No.
there's not
Really
enough
good.
around him. This cat, he's diminutive.
That organization's a mess.
He
Whole
can't
mess.
even run a quarterback sneak. I want everybody to just think about it. You have a starting quarterback that cannot run a quarterback sneak because he's too little. And that's the number one pick of the draft. That's why Charlotte teams are trash. That right there. But back to your thing, why I will tell you why they're not covering the top receivers. There's been an advancement of age in our top two corners. So if you put them man-to-man on these young, fast receivers,
they're gonna get burnt like they have been.
toast. So what you're having to do is play zone. You could do man, but you have to have a safety over the top. And because we're so focused on the run game, I think the size not having that safety over the top, you have them in the box more,
Yeah.
which helps with the run game. This helps guys not bust out. This is why we're averaging we're giving up less than 70 yards per game running the ball.
Yeah, but throw in the middle of the field,
But
throwing down the field,
it does cause you to have
Terrible.
that, right? So do you want to stop the run, or do you want to put another guy back and probably still not going to fix the donut hole and then have less people in the box? I mean, you're darned if you do. You're darned if you don't.
At that point, it's a personnel issue. Is like we
Yeah.
need the guys that can actually handle what they're given.
We need to get Ringo involved. We need to get Ricks when he's healthy involved, right? These guys need to get reps. And I'm not saying we never play Slay and Bradbury, but I think if we can get a few less reps for them, get them some times where they may be able to sit a little bit, obviously not at the same time, I think we get better play out of those guys. But right now, I think there may be some concern with maybe the younger guys haven't, up until now, practiced as strongly. So it's more like we'll put you in when we need you and we have to, but we're not yet comfortable with putting you in on a regular basis because maybe there's some issues with technique, there's some issues with seeing things properly, making the right reads because they're young in their career.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it in multiple games this year. As soon as like Ricks or Josh Jobe comes in, other QB is immediately just targeting him instantly. And that's
I think Ricks is a little better than Josh Jobe. Josh Jobe just be out there, don't know what is going on the field. Like my brother, it's just a body out there. That's it. His mind is not there. Bro, just be on the field, just on the field.
That's why it's nice we have that, what's his name, the CB waiting till next year. I mean, obviously you can't have him this year, but the dude we picked up from the Colts who got dropped, who was suspended, he's gonna be nice for us once he's able to play for us. It just
Yeah.
sucks he has to sit out the year.
Josh Jobe need to sit behind somebody and get some training because my boy just be out there looking crazy.
Where am I supposed to go?
Isaiah Rodgers, but yeah, he'll be good for us next year.
Yeah, Josh Jobe
Isaiah
don't
Rodgers.
know where he's supposed to go, what position he's supposed to play, who play he's supposed to guard, no nothing.
Bradbury
say what I
might
said
not
on
be
Eagles
here next year
Collective.
too.
I'm gonna say what I said on Eagles Collective about Josh Jobe. You need to go. Just get. That's what
Just
needs to
get.
happen.
He gonna come show up to
Just
the
get.
building one day and his
I
pass isn't
mean-
gonna work to get in the building.
We should have kept Kevon White because I think he
It
ended
should
up getting
already not
released by
work.
Denver.
Straight up. Kevon White was a dude we probably
Uh,
shouldn't have let walk. Same with CD.
Kevon
But
Wallace?
that's a whole nother
Yeah.
story.
No, we should have kept Kevon Wallace, yeah. So Lil LJ says, you guys think that the Deshaun Watson trade was the worst trade in the NFL? Nope. I do
Man,
not.
yeah, the man didn't play for 3 years, man.
He's
2 to
hurt.
3
You
years.
can't help
whatever.
getting hurt. You can't
Yeah,
help
he
getting
hurt
hurt.
now.
I mean, it's not like he out there. He wasn't playing like trash when he played, but you can't help getting, because remember he hurt his shoulder early in the season. He had to miss some games. He tried to do what for his team? Try to come back, be the leader, and continue to play. And then he re-injured it, and now he's out. He had to have surgery. I mean, I can't say that that's a bad trade.
It happens.
You think about what Cleveland had at quarterback before Deshaun Watson got there. I'm not going to take the time because Jalen Brown's show to go back, but let's just say Trace. Those are all, just put any of those quarterbacks in there. So you got a guy in Deshaun Watson that may never be what he was in Houston, right? We don't know how he's going to recover from this shoulder problem, but he's still going to be the best quarterback that they've had there in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't get a quality quarterback to come to Cleveland if you don't make the trade and then you don't turn around and pay him.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad trade. I think it's an unfortunate situation that he's been in so far, but you got to get used back to the hits and the knocks, like Diva said. He's been out of football for a while. So I think we're going to get a better Deshaun Watson next year than we've seen this year, more like what we were expecting to see. Probably not quite there, but closer. You just got to get right. Got to get healthy. All right. And back on to the Eagles here. So my next question, can we stay healthy? Do you guys think we can stay healthy?
Nah. I mean, it's not just only us this year. A lot of people have been injured like crazy. So, I mean, I expect us to have a few more injuries, period. I ain't gonna be like, no, we're gonna be healthy the rest of the season. Nah, that's just that. Nah, I don't see that happening. If it do, it's a miracle, but I don't see that happening personally. So.
Yeah, I like to think that we would be, but I mean, I feel like it's inevitable. There's going to be at least one or two more. That's going to be
Just hope it's not
serious.
QB1. That's the only
Yeah.
one we don't need. Okay.
That's the only one we hope we really cannot afford right now. to go
With
down.
number 11, Mila. I don't mean no harm. We
Yeah.
need AJ. We need half man, half beast out there. We can't afford that either. So, or Devontae.
Or six.
You know, one of them.
Or six.
Or 6. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to knock on wood,
Or
but
what
we've
number
been-
what number is Swift? Or
Zero.
whatever number
No,
he is,
zero.
him too.
Zero. Yeah,
Or
zero. We need
Yeah,
zero.
or 0.
0. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, with everything that happened throughout the first half of the season, I'm really hoping this back half is going to be okay for us because we went through the gauntlet of just injuries through this first half, like we haven't seen since like 2019, 2020 type stuff. Like we were blessed last year with not many injuries that were super serious. Guys were coming back in like 3-4 weeks, you know, like with Goddard and CJ, but like it sucks to see Goddard out there again. I mean, we went, what was it, 5-0 last year without him. I think we could still do it again. I mean, we got a little bit different personnel than we do last year, but as long as they took this bye week to kind of implement some different stuff in there, we should be okay.
Philly, what up?
What up?
About to say, where Philly at? We know Philly always be in the building with us.
We also got to play on that garbage ass MetLife turf twice too, and
Man,
you know what happens
listen.
there.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know which one bad, them or Soldier Field. 'Cause Soldier Field is hard.
Well,
Mm.
actually, no, we only got to play on it one more time.
Oh
we
yeah,
already played the
because
Jets.
we
Yeah,
played the
we already
Giants
played the
once. Yeah,
Jets.
never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah, once. So we just got to
But
get through
still-
that one.
Yeah. If you want to put Mariota in that one, I might not be upset. You know, he's going to put Mariota in that
Stupid.
one. But
I mean, really, because we need our QB1.
yeah, the one that's in MetLife, we can put Mariota in that one.
Have you seen this field? You want us to play on this? No.
Right. All right. I'm gonna make it unanimous. No, we can't stay healthy. But hopefully it'll be just deemed up things. It won't be anything major.
Yeah.
Right.
Next man up.
Yep. And what do we see our second half record being? So what do you guys see us doing as far as wins and losses for the second half of the season? So 8-1 the first half. We had our bye. Now we got 8 more games left.
I don't know,
right?
man. It's dicey.
Question, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you don't know what you're gonna get from your O line or your D line each game, man, it's dicey. I mean, we know in our hearts and our minds that we probably could just lose one more technically and be all right. But I'm scared that we had this 14 days off. Because even one of the players was like, we won't be playing in 14 days. I'm like, yeah. So I don't. It's scary, man.
All right, so let me give y'all the games just in case you may not have remember all the games that we have left to play, right? So we're playing the Chiefs this week in Kansas City. The Bills are coming to Philadelphia. The 49ers are coming to Philadelphia. We're going to Arlington. We're going to Seattle. The Giants are coming to us the first time, so that's good for us. The Cardinals are coming to us, and then we're going to the Giants January 7th.
Yeah, Mariota can play that last game in MetLife.
Yes,
you're right.
We definitely won't. Yeah, we definitely won't
he can have that one.
that's all Mariota like. You're good, bro. Do your thing. Pimpin' is pimpin'. Show him you belong. Show him you got it, bro. You got it. You that guy. All that. When I look at this, y'all, I know what I want it to be.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna go 6-2.
Yeah, I was gonna say either 6-2 or 5-3.
I had us losing 4 games, but I feel like the Chiefs are beatable.
Mm-hmm. The Bills are beatable.
We're gonna sweep the Cowboys. I do believe we're gonna win those 3. The 2 that I have as possible L's,
the Seahawks,
the Seahawks and the 49ers. I'm gonna tell you why.
We can never beat them damn Seahawks in Seattle for some reason.
Yeah, we have trouble with Seattle. But the biggest concern for me, regular season wise, is this is going to be the Santa Clara football team Super Bowl on December 3rd. Right?
They've been preparing for this one all year.
They have been wanting this game since the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm conceding that. And then, like with the games we have, are we going to be looking forward to sweeping Dallas and not really give it our all December 3rd? That could happen. And then also on the flip side, right after Dallas, which I believe we're going to win, we then got to turn around and get back up to play Seattle. So if we can navigate a win, so from my breakdown, those are the 2 games that I have us possibly losing. Besides the Giants, if it doesn't matter, the last game of the season. But if we can go 4-1 in this stretch and only lose to either the 49ers or the Seahawks, I will be extremely happy. So I'm going to give us 2 losses. I'm going to give us 6-2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we should not be looking past the 49ers just because, I mean, they have a better record than Dallas. We fighting for that 1 seed at that point in the season. We fighting for that top spot in the NFC. We have to beat the 49ers if we want to try to keep that 1 seed.
Listen, if we play Dallas anyway that we played them last game, they could possibly beat us. So I'm not even counting them out. Honestly, I'm not, because the way that we played against them and that was a nail biter, like we barely won. I'm not counting them out. And we're gonna be in Dallas. So
Yeah.
well, I'm really not
We
counting
always
them
beat
out
them. We
either.
always beat them in Dallas, though. We always beat them in Dallas.
I'm still not counting that out, man. We almost lost to
believe in
Philly.
Dallas.
Like we was real close to losing Philly. Like this close to losing in
Well,
Philly.
we normally win at each other's place. That's what normally happens. They normally beat us.
Well,
in
we
Philly.
ain't been
normally
sweeping
beat
them in the
Dallas.
past couple of years, though. We've been splitting, so I'm not counting them
because-
out.
But last year we didn't have Hurts for one of the games, and they won the game. We didn't have Hurts. The year before that, we weren't that good, and they beat us. And then the last game of the season that year, they want to talk about when they swept the NFC East. Hurts didn't even play the last game. We had our backup team. So the last time that we've actually both had our best players on the field, we've been 1-1.
I'm still not.
And
counting them out.
we always beat. We're gonna beat them. We sweeping Dallas. I told y'all before the season started. When we
You
did
did.
our
I
picks,
remember.
we are sweeping Dallas. Dallas is going down twice because Dallas has a mental block. They can't beat us and they can't beat the 49ers.
Yeah. Giants in dismay. We gonna whoop Gannon's behind when the Cardinals come to Philly. You can bet on that. Gannon
Yeah,
coming
I'm
to Philly, that crowd's gonna be.
Bruh.
I'm not worried about that.
If we lose to the Arizona Cardinals, y'all better tune in. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
I'm not worried about that.
I might pass out on camera from yelling if we lose to the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think the hardest ones are probably the 49ers and maybe the Cowboys out of this to me. Just because I mean I like the Chiefs have a great record, but they look vulnerable in every single game.
They'll look no better than us. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They
the
talk about
Bills,
us and-
the Bills
they
are
talk about us and the
we-
Chiefs and how we win games, but neither one's don't look like we're worth nothing. They talk
Yeah,
about-
the Bills got Carson Wentz 2.0 with Josh Allen over there right now.
Yeah, and they just fired their offensive coordinator, so 'cause
Yeah.
they think he's a problem.
Yeah, things are going all haywire over there in Buffalo right now. The 49ers, I mean, they just came off that 3-game losing streak. They started to get hot again. Cowboys, everybody hyping that up. You know how it is, going mollywop the Giants. They act like they're an elite again. We'll see. We'll see what happens in a couple weeks. But I mean, as far as like top teams, I mean, those are the two I'm really looking. Just because, like what Devo was saying, that game came down to inches against the Cowboys in Philly. It's
really
going to be a
did.
battle.
I'm telling
gonna be
you,
a
it's gonna be
knuckleball
a
game.
battle, and we gonna be it. I'm telling you,
Because they're going to be heated.
telling
I mean, you saw Michael Parsons and the Cowboys out here bitching and moaning this past week. They're going to be marking this one on the calendar. They're going to want to get revenge.
and they're gonna still choke it away because they're the Cowboys.
Yeah, hey, I'm hoping.
I'm hoping too, but I ain't counting them out though. I ain't saying we
counting 'em
ain't, but I'm not. I'm personally not counting them out.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't.
I can't do it. I can't.
I mean,
Respect for the
especially after
Cowboys.
going to a Super Bowl and then going 8-1 this season, we have a huge target on our heads. Like
We really
everybody's
do.
going to be giving us their best as of right now.
Yeah.
Piss on the Cowboys. It's time for them to get some of this work. They mentally soft this year and they get that work. But I feel what y'all saying, but they mentally soft, they get that work. Take it from Cool McCain. You can chop it,
You heard it here.
whatever you want to do.
You heard it here,
Cowboys
so
are getting that
woo.
work. 0-2
First.
Just know what
0-2
me and Wyatt said, okay?
against the Philadelphia Eagles.
November 15, 2023 at 9:09 p.m. Just know me and Wyatt said we wasn't
That
counting
was
them
that
out.
guy. That dude was saying,
I'm counting them out.
Right
I'm counting them soft hind passes out. The coach sucks. They ain't got the
there.
top
We
corner.
barely beat Washington both times. I'm just saying.
But Washington gives us a lot of trouble every year. Like Washington gives us trouble. Every
I mean,
team has a
so does
team that gives them
Dallas.
trouble.
Exactly. Dallas do
They
too.
don't- But they be playing our backups. Y'all act like they been playing our starters.
Man, listen,
played
we only
Gardner
played that
Minshew.
backup one time last
They
year.
played Trasher Minshew and they lost and they won. They played Jalen Hurts and they lost.
I'm not counting them out,
that's
man.
true. Yeah,
I'm just not.
I understand what you're saying. I do.
I hear your argument.
I'm not going to count them out though. I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Every time I get cocky and I say we're going to win something, we always
on
end up
this
losing.
panel, one
can't
person
do
has mass grande kahunas. His name is Cool McCain. I don't know what these guys are talking about. Worried about, we can't count the Cowboys out. That's the only good football team with RDP as the quarterback
I'm gonna pull a
They gonna
DB.
be in a
I'm gonna be
hard
realistic.
at the end of the year.
I'm gonna pull a King DB. I'm gonna be realistic here, guys.
You want to get
Realistic about it.
realistic. I'm an Eagles fan, and it's time to give Arlington football team what they deserve. And it's coming. So y'all be ready for that for weeks.
I hope you're right.
Man.
I hope you're right, man.
I hope you're
I
right
ain't worried
too,
about being
man.
right. This is not.
It's gonna happen.
This is not a.
I'm more worried about Dallas than I
This
am.
is not a
49ers.
promise.
I'm really
This
not
is
worried
not
about
a
49ers.
hope. This is a guarantee. 0-2 Arlington football team against the Philadelphia Eagles this year.
Nothing. You need to stop. Nothing good could come from this. Cool. The way
That's
that
what's
you're
happening.
going.
Now,
This is gonna be a highlight
That's-
reel.
now there's gonna be some other bad games in there too. Don't get me wrong. There's gonna be some other games where you're like, eh. But no, seriously, I think we got Dallas' number this year. I think we figured out how to have a number this year, and I'm gonna ride that wave. I said in the off season.
You said you think we figured out
3 or
we got
4
that number.
different shows.
Man.
We are gonna
Bruh.
win. We figured them out. We know what to do to get them.
Bro, we figured them out, but we barely
Yes.
won. No, we let them come
But we
back,
still
man.
won.
We
We
let
let
them
everybody come
back, and
We
they
let
took
everybody
them
come back.
down
Figured them out.
through the wire.
Now y'all
We
sitting here
beat them
defending
20-7
now y'all
or
sitting-
something. We
now
figured
y'all
them
sitting
out.
here defending the Arlington football team. What's going on?
I
defended them. I'm
defended them.
talking about my
I didn't
team
defend
and
them.
how my team played that team that day. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that defense now.
Did your
Okay,
team win?
barely we did,
What?
but barely. And
But did
we
we?
let them come back and do what? At what?
did
At
we?
the end of what?
But
Okay,
did we win?
all right,
Did we
man. We
win?
let them come back. Your team was
We're not
up.
saying that they're gonna beat us. We just say let's just wait and see what happens. I want them to win. I want the Eagles to win, man. But I'm just saying it's any given Sunday. It's a division game. We should go out and beat them by all means. We should go
That-
out there and volleyball. But
Listen, that
know
game
how things
was
happen.
supposed to end at the 2 minute, the 1 minute, and it did not end until the
They
end.
didn't even.
until it
They
said
don't
0-0.
even have an opportunity in that game if AJ Brown doesn't almost decapitate DeAndre Swift. They don't even have an opportunity.
that's true.
And not to mention the
Play calling, bad. We gotta be better on that side. But this is what the bye week's for. Get all this straightened out.
referees were trash in allowing them to move down that field at the end of the game. Let's not act like those things didn't happen too. Dallas had a lot of help at the end of the game, and they still could not get the job done. The referee said, "We want you to win. Here you go," and they still couldn't get the job done. That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
Now,
I'm just saying, I ain't counting them out.
I'm not gonna guarantee to win like you.
well, you ain't got to. It's already done.
I
It's already
know
done.
it's already stamped, approved.
All right. Speaking of or unapproved, one or the other, right?
Weird.
So, Chiefs game preview. So, guys, we're playing the Chiefs this week. This is an important game to us because we know what happened the last time we played the Chiefs, right? I mean, I'm not saying we treating this. Matter of fact, let's get the graphic comparison. Let's get the words up. Game of the week versus the Chiefs, right? We know what happened when we played the Chiefs before. We played them in the regular season before. We haven't beat the Chiefs with Andy Reid. So I was on a show with a Chiefs fan yesterday. And, he was quick to say, "Oh, you haven't beat the Chiefs with Andy Reid and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah." We need to change that. Let's go ahead and beat Andy Reid twice this year. First right now, and then let's beat him in a rematch that needs to happen. But before I get ahead of myself, do you guys feel there is any area of this game, offensively or defensively, the Philadelphia Eagles will be able to dominate?
I think on offense we can easily dominate if you using the run game like we should be. If you utilizing the run game and opening up the pass, we should be having our way with their defense. We should be scoring points like we were in the Super Bowl. My biggest issue is, the donut hole in the middle of the field and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
That is my biggest issue of all. Is that man on the other side? Where what was it? 87 is that his number? I believe this dude. You gotta watch him.
I just want to say I love when we say run the ball as the answer. I love it.
You have to. You got to. If you got to control time of possession if you're gonna beat the Chiefs.
You have
have
to.
to.
But I'm scared that they're gonna go back and look at the Super Bowl last year, and we got pass heavy, and we were making them.
Well,
And I feel like
Look at
we're
the film,
going
it
to be
worked.
like, well, It worked last year. Look, and we're going to start getting pass heavy, and
Yep.
it possibly could work, but you still need to run. But I'm very concerned about looking like we did with no tackles. Bradbury getting a holding call, getting burnt. I'm a little worried for that defense. If we have not found a way to fix that donut hole and close in a little bit and call better plays, Patrick Mahomes, and he gonna be healthy too this year. So yeah, my man, he's a pocket passer, but he will run. So we need pressure on all sides, man. Like you have to get pressure. Even when you get pressure, you still gotta watch him because he'll step up in the pocket and he'll make a throw. And it's down to Travis Kelce. So I'm worried about that defense, man. I am. Way more
You
than
got to put pressure on them. Like I feel like that O-line isn't nearly as good as it was for them last year. I feel like you can get to Pat Mahomes if you put the pressure on him.
I feel like this is where we need to use a spy. I'm honest, like for real, because Patrick Mahomes is just so mobile and he can step up and run. He can throw the ball in the pocket and make it. Like you need a spy on him. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I think so.
Makes sense.
I think you need a situational spy, because here's the thing: if we use him as a spy the entire game, if we use someone as a spy, then we're basically committing someone just to watch Mahomes, which means we only have 10 people to cover everything else, because that person has to make sure that Mahomes is not going to take off, which means he's got to sit there every pass play and can't help out in pass coverage. So that would be why I would say I wouldn't spy Mahomes the whole game. I would situationally spy him based on what we saw last year. Third downs and a couple of yards, plays where we think they may go deep. We look at the formations that they used last year. Obviously, some of those things can change, but you have to go off the information you have. That's when I would look at him and say, maybe we should have a spy. I wouldn't spy him the whole game just because we need that extra person, especially with that donut hole in the middle. We need that extra person back as much as possible. So that would be my only trepidation about constantly spying him. Now, what happens for us and what's good for us is other teams have a spy specialized for Jalen Hurts most times, right? So what that does is that takes a person away from their defensive backfield, which means that's why you see A.J. Brown getting these catches being single coverage or just double, not triple. That's why you see Smitty get some looks and before he got injured, Goddard, because you have to respect at any time Jalen Hurts could run. Mahomes is not going to run anytime. He's only going to run if that's his last resort.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just think you got to pick. I do think you have to at times designate a spy. Like you can't go the whole game and say we're never going to spy Mahomes.
Right.
But make sure it's the right situations when you do so.
I agree.
We
need a spy because we didn't do that last year.
Yeah,
that would be my argument for and against the spy. I guess I kind of make both sides at once, but
no, it makes sense. Situational, yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts, guys, on because we're gonna do the pregame show. So in the pregame show, Cheap Plug, we're gonna do the pregame show. Pregame show, we're gonna come in. We're gonna really talk about this matchup. We're gonna dig into the meat and potatoes of things. We're gonna give you that last minute Monday 6:30 p.m. We're gonna give you that last minute info on what's gonna be popping for Monday night. But as of now, any other thoughts that you guys have on matchup, any matchups within the matchups, anything else you want to say in regards to Kansas City and Philadelphia playing in Kansas City, which I was going to be going to, but that is not happening, so I will be covering the game.
Run the damn ball.
You had 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Not just this game, but for the second half of the season, get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Get that defense, get that secondary right, and please, Brian Johnson, get that play calling straight, especially in the red zone.
And don't let Nick call nothing. Don't let Nick call nothing. Don't let him override nothing. If he override it, go back and tell him, no, go with my play. Jalen, I'll be the play if you don't think it's right. I'm telling y'all, man.
Don't listen to Nicky Tight Pants.
No.
You don't want to listen to Nicky Tight Pants when it comes to play calling because he loves to throw. He don't care what the situation is. He's going to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. Nicky Tight Pants will throw that ball no matter what. because that's what Nikki Tight Pants does.
Mm-hmm.
So I
If it's 3rd and 4,
totally agree with that.
don't throw it 30 yards down the field.
If it's
Five
Get
yards
the
to
first down or run
2
the
and 8,
ball.
run the ball. If it's 3 and 8, run the ball. If it's first down, 1st and 10, run the ball, man.
And what's
Dang.
crazy about it is the times we've seen us really run the ball. It's successful.
Mm-hmm. There's consistency. There's actual rhythm to the offense.
That's my thoughts, man. Just run the ball and decide
feel
to
it.
do
So-
something better. Do something different. Dang, something. Bruh.
Both of y'all be better. Do better.
Everybody be better. Do
Yeah,
better.
everybody just do better.
Do better.
Be all right.
You
1%
know
better
you
every day.
do better.
Gotta have 14 days, so I need 14% better than the last time I saw you. How about that? That's what
It
they
should be a
say.
good game. Should be a good matchup though, because it seems like this team always gets up and plays the teams that we should, like the tough teams that we should be playing, like this, like the Dolphins and everything.
We better not come out flat because we have 14 days off. Because sometimes
Better
that bye
not.
week used to hit us, man. We come out flat.
So recently, we've been really good after the bye since we had DP.
And on the
But-
road.
Yeah, and on the road after the bye. So we'll see if that continues. So last 2 things that we need to get to, guys. For the first half of the season, your elite performance of the first half of the season, who do you have as your elite performance the first half of the season? Diva, we'll start with you again.
Man, AJ Brown. One play period.
Okay.
AJ Brown.
Yeah,
Who you
it's
got,
it's
Wyatt?
hard not to go with AJ Brown, man. I mean, he's being talked about in MVP contention right now, which is crazy. I mean, he went out and broke Calvin Johnson's records and everything. Yeah, I mean, it has to be either AJ or like we talked about. It's sad to say, but old Jake Elliott, this dude
Yeah, old
has
Jake-
so many
Jake.
points for us. It's
I'm
how
gonna
it's,
give you
it's
one other-
insane.
I'm gonna give you actually. There's 2 other people it could be. Let me give you one of those 2 people, and they both play in the same area of the field, so you can guess who the other one is. Lane Johnson
Oh, yeah. Travis Kelce. Yeah.
Yeah,
and Jason Kelsey. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think those are the only 4 candidates for elite performance of the half year. All right. So last thing, weakest link.
So I'm gonna leave the
Oh,
other
yeah.
one for you because I know you gonna go with the other one. I'm gonna go with Ballberry, but I already know who you gonna say. I already know who you gonna say. I already
All right. Why? Who you got,
know.
sir?
I'm gonna go with Kenny Not So Gainwell.
All right. And I'm going with Josh Joe. Why are you on our team?
I know it. That's
I knew it was coming. I wasn't gonna take it from you.
That's why I said I'm going Ballberry.
Dude, get off the team.
What are you
go.
doing here? Clean out
Go
your locker.
away.
Told you to leave 2
Your
weeks ago.
ass.
Why are you still here?
Run away as fast as you can, bro. Bye. Kid, all that. All right, and so one other thing that we have to do before we go, weekly ritual at Kansas City Chiefs. This is for you. Fans, supporters, spouses of fans, friends of fans, people who watch them on TV, bandwagon fans, Mahomes college teammates, Mahomes family. This is for all of y'all.
You should have said Taylor Swift because that's all we gonna
Taylor
see.
Swift.
Man, you should have said Taylor Swift. Crazy. stuff,
Well,
man.
the reason I didn't is because you remember I tell you I did a show with a Chiefs fan yesterday. The Chiefs fan told me he can't stand flat back Taylor Swift.
She do got flat back all the way down, board
So
straight.
since he said that, since he said
Yo.
that, I was like, I'm not even gonna go at her because the fan base, you got people in the fan base battling over her. So I'm gonna just let them have that.
I want to see DeAndre Swift more than Taylor Swift in this game.
Yeah,
That's
The only
what I
Swift
wanna
I
see.
want to see
That's the only
is
Swift I
DeAndre.
wanna
I
see.
agree.
no.
Oh, my brother and sister, testify.
That's the only Swift I want to see. I don't want to see no Taylor and her flat back on my TV or Brittany Mahomes. All right, I don't want to see neither one of them on my TV.
No Brittany Mahomes, please.
Please no.
Please no.
She just look aggravating. She just looks like an aggravating
looks
individual.
annoying.
Give me a headache.
Yes,
As
she just
soon as
looks like.
oh,
If Mahomes have a bad game, I'm like, it's probably because of her. She's just aggravating, bro. Like she just look aggravating. And it could be wrong, but she does look like an aggravating individual. She just does.
yeah.
She does. She really does. I don't want to see anyone on my TV. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to see either.
I want
Mahomes,
to see.
I want to see is Patrick Mahomes and DeAndre Swift. I don't want to see
I was
Taylor or
Jeffrey.
Brittany.
I want to see Jeffrey Lurie up there going, yeah. That's what I want to see.
Or Howie on the
yeah.
sideline.
Howie.
Howie did that with his trench coat on.
Yeah. Howie out there looking like Howie. Yeah, we need for you to fix this donut hole, my brother. I'm
Yeah.
glad you out there seeing it for
Start
yourself.
taking notes.
Something.
Hey,
Nick
go
out
there
here
for agency
sassing the refs every
know what I'm
week. He being sassy as hell to these refs
with them tight pants on.
with them tight pants on, making some crazy face, and like the camera catches him right at the right time every game.
Yeah, every game, bro. I'd be dying laughing. He'd be red in the face and everything. I'm like, bro, you need to calm down a little bit. That can give you high blood pressure. You need to calm down.
He's the perfect dude for Philly, though. As much as we rag on him, like I feel like he's the perfect coach for us.
He's great. I
Yeah,
just
I
gotta give him a
wanna
hard
see Nick.
time, but he's great.
I want to see
It's
that.
If this
Yeah,
dude, it's like I saw this on Facebook, like
Yeah.
Twitter. It was like if this dude was coaching for any other team, I would hate this man so much. But like I'm so glad he's on our team.
That's true. Like, you know, we kind of joke him a little bit, give him a hard time a little bit, but we like Nicky Tight Pants.
Yeah, we like Nikki. We like
Yeah.
Sticky Nicky.
Yeah,
He just needs
fits.
to
He fits.
stick out of the play card. It's like
That's
leave
it.
that to the OC, man. That's it.
Unless it's
your nose out of
to do something that makes sense.
Well, he ain't done nothing that makes sense in a long
Not
time.
no
First, he's got to
RPRs.
do something that makes sense.
Just
He
do,
ain't
hey,
done nothing
last thing
that
I gotta
makes sense
say.
in a long time.
Last thing I gotta say. This dude gets on an interview that I watched the entire interview, talking about the past game that we don't see in the stats is the end arounds and the RPRs. I'm like, what is an RPR? This dude talking about like when you throw the short pass or the screen and then they run with it, that those count as running yards in his book. Sir, you are the only person in the known existence of football that counts as running.
Yeah.
If the ball is thrown and caught, that act is called a pass.
Yes.
If it's tossed, that act is called catching, which is part of a pass. When we say run the ball, just to make sure you're clear, what we mean is line up with one or two, because I did see a couple times we had two running backs in the backfield,
Some creativity.
and
Is what
run.
we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about trick plays, flea flickers, and all that. Those things are cool. I mean,
Yeah.
buckle down, halfback slams, I forms, halfback dives, off tackles, halfback sweeps, those type of things. That's what I'm talking about.
I want to
That's
see
what we need.
AJ running and DeAndre Swift
No.
taking his head off.
No. And I want to see Rashard Penny. I would like to see Rashard Penny in the red zone.
Yes, or Boston Scott at any point.
I would love to
please.
see Boston Scott on the field.
You know what? You know who you get in the red zone. You know who you getting.
Oh, DeAndre Swift. Oh, Gainwell. A lot of them.
every single time. Like I don't understand, man.
I don't understand it.
I know it's coming too, and then defense knows it's coming. That's even crazier.
Well, he sure did that bobblehead on Dallas the first. He was like, I'm
What
gonna
are
shut
you
y'all up.
doing?
That was his
Yeah,
only
he did.
touchdown. We didn't see no more touchdowns from Gainwell.
He only saw like one
Please
more
put
carry
that
the rest of the game.
Yeah.
He's like, you done for the
Yeah.
day.
That's why we won.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see more Rashard Penny though.
Yes,
I would like
please.
to add a little bit of that. I don't mind Gamble getting some carries, but we need a bulk
Get
of
him
carries
ramped
on
up.
Ryan Share.
You may
You do
need
need
him.
15 and 20 easy need to be going to DeAndre Swift every game. Period.
Mhm.
All right, good people.
Yeah.
That being said, hashtag the elite,
Be elite.
hashtag
Fly Eagles fly.
We're gonna see y'all Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Same
Monday.
bat channel.
Monday.
Monday.
Oh, excuse
Monday.
me. Thank you. Monday, 6:30 p.m. Same place.
Same.
And as always, make sure you tell 2 of your friends, 4 of your enemies. Just because they don't like you, it doesn't mean they won't like us. Let's get it.
Let's get it.